Kaan from Heart of a Coward.
Oh, hello, yes, Kaan.
Welcome to the Radar Festival podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure. Joe, one of the organisers from the festival as well, joins us to... I sort of feel like I should...
Nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah, and well, this is what I'm getting to. Right? I sort of feel like I should just shut up and let you guys have at it, right? Because, Joe, you've got history with Heart of a Coward. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, they sacked me recently.
We've got history before Heart of a Coward as well.
Okay.
But we sacked Joe recently.
Well, I'd like to say I was trying to quit, and it was kind of a mutual sacking.
Me and Joe go way back as friends, but also Joe was managing the band for the last.
I was a stand-in.
Last album campaign. Yeah. It's fine. He was helping us fill gaps and around the festival.
Nice.
And we just mutually parted ways when
mainly I'm their TM.
We started as a tour manager. He came on tour with us. And
okay, so Joe, before we even get into the music of Heart of a Coward, before we even talk about Radar at Heart of a Coward, what are these guys like to tour manage?
They are equally the best and most difficult band to look after because they're all really strongly opinionated, which is great because they all know what they want, and I really like knowing where I stand with people. They'll tell you if you're shit. They'll be like, "That's fucking shit," and I'll go, "Yeah, that was fucking shit. Yeah, fair enough." But there's no like grey area or fluffing about it, and I really appreciate that.
Because I guess the worst thing for you would be is if they were just scatterbrained and all over the show, and you'd have to just basically keep them all on a tight leash.
Well, they're kind of...
Or is that
kind
the
of
case
anyway?
Like
Anyway,
some of them need herding.
Yeah. Depends what mood everybody's in. I think depends what day of tour and whether there's a bottle of whiskey or not.
It's a band of very strong personalities and very different personalities, but they all very unified in having a massive bullshit filter. So bullshit detector. And,
So it's very clear down the line. There's no ambiguity between you. But then, that's cool. But what's the thing that you look forward to, Kaan, when you get to a tour? And what's the thing that you're like, I've got to do this again?
I thought you were going to ask him to say something nice about me then, and you didn't.
No. That's not going to happen. Don't worry about that.
The thing I look forward to most is if Joe's tour managing, is getting Joe to do everything for me. That's what I enjoy the most.
So we were at Euroblast, and in front of all of our friends, they kept saying, "Joe, tour manage me a beer." No. And I brought all of the band a beer and then poured cards out in front of me.
No. It started because it was like you came. I think it was when Steve was in the band, right? You came with a beer for Steve or something. I wasn't there, and it was like the sort of situation where you go get a beer for a mate, come with the 2 beers, and then someone else turns up and goes like, "Oh, cheers, mate," or something like that. But and it essentially just turned into like, "Go on then, Joe, TM us a beer," and then he did it once, and then everybody was just on him. Go on, Joe, and then he kind of led himself into that.
So that's the thing that you love about it. With touring with Joe is that
torturing me.
He actually helps you out and does things for you.
He does his job.
What are those things about touring life that go? Because I think there's a unique personality to a band that loves touring, right? But there must be something that's like, and please don't say podcasting and press. But what is it?
It's probably press.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can say press if you like.
No. I don't. I think probably the worst part of touring is having no personal space.
Right.
And losing your personal space and basically living inside your chosen 4 or 5 other girlfriends / bandmates / touring crews. You're inside their assholes, basically.
Also, when I tour with them, because I don't always do the tours, we share a room.
As well.
Okay.
So it's like...
Right, okay,
That's
so it's the
well.
personal space thing, because I got to be honest, as a 41-year-old male, I'm not interested in sharing a room with another associate, friend, whoever. Even my closest buddy, I'm like, no.
I mean, it's okay. I'm so acclimatized to it, it's not really a problem. The thing I mean about living inside someone's arsehole...
An interesting turn of phrase.
Yeah, but on super close, like if you're in a van and it's full 9 seats, if you're in a bus and everybody sleeps, drinks, pisses, farts together, and you're like sleeping that far away from the person above you or below you or whatever in the bunks, you know every bowel movement, every inch of that person within the month that you spend with them, you know? So that's not the thing I look forward to the most, let's be honest.
But then I guess, you know, for you guys, particularly as Heart of a Coward, the show, right? Come every night, you've got to do a show. It's punishing, it's brutal, it's tight, it's complex in many areas. Does that basically mean you need a bit of time before the show to just sort of shake all of that rubbish off and go, right, put myself in the headspace?
No, usually involves a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, our headspace is put the speaker on, stick Slipknot first album on,
amazing,
crank it, get the whiskey out, and then everybody's just gets in that.
So it's all vibes.
It is, yeah, of course it's vibes. Well, you've got to portray the vibes. There's got to be energy. You can't, I don't know, not with us. It doesn't, within the social, like, there's no like quiet, I need to be here on my own for a moment. It's like everyone together, get the drinks in, or don't get the drinks in, because Dan, our new guitarist, isn't a big drinker, but he has to deal with us drinking, which is okay. But
he's got a very high tolerance.
He also likes being the kind of sober, grumpy dude, because that's just his vibe.
And whilst there is keeping the vibes and everything, I do have to be the one that's like, do you need a fourth whiskey?
Oh yeah, no, I got absolutely bollocks on the last tour.
Okay, so
my first telling off in the 6 years I've been in the band.
Okay, but that's an important role. Mum is an important role.
Yeah.
Because I think it's easy to fall into the cliche. Is it
getting smashed?
Yeah.
It's easy when you've just got a bottle of whiskey just sat there and you've got nothing to do for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just sit there with your mates, with some of your best mates, and just chat shit and get bollocks. You know, it's quite easy to do. Like,
and that must be also quite a nice thing, is that you guys all, and we spoke with a couple of guys last year, you all seem very close now. There was a period where there was some tension and maybe the hiatus and sort of, there's some tussling going on, but right now you seem like a unit. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like with the changes, obviously changing vocalists was a big thing. Like that was, but socially I settled quite well because I've known the guys for a while, but like, yeah, in that aspect, it was easy for me to settle. But then the change of when Steve stepped down and then bringing Dan in, but needing a new... Steve was like the creative engine. So we needed a creative engine to fill that. Like the way it works is like Dan is the riff machine. You stick a metronome on and he gives you whatever gold for like 2.5 minutes, but there's no structure to it. Look, not no structure, but like as in it's not like a song.
Yeah.
Carl, Noddy, V come in, they sit in and they make... like the song, if that makes sense.
Carl's like the gatekeeper of the Heart of a Coward
of the
sound.
shit. Yeah.
He'll
Carl
turn it into a Heart of a Coward sound.
And then V and Noddy make like the little tweaks on top of that, you know. So that element really helped Dan settle in socially, and he's such an easy guy to get on with. It's like not a problem in that sense.
He was so polite at first, and then
now he's just
like
literally he's just the same as just a cunt. Just
well,
like
I was going to ask, is that important for you guys?
Beep that out.
To be good to get in.
I just swore.
You could swear, but the C word.
Oh, it's fine.
Well, it's fine. I think I think I jumped in.
This isn't Australia, guys.
All right, fine.
But is it important for you guys to be like, all right, guys, we can be rock and rollers and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, we've all just got to be nice dudes.
So many stories.
Yeah, I mean,
that we can't tell
So the thing, like for us as a working unit, is like the guys describe the band as the hobby that's got out of control.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's the way we view it. Like, as in world domination and all that sort of thing is like a fun thought.
Yeah.
But the reality of sacrificing that amount of time, like you're not getting any younger, like as in the band's been around for a long time now, like got to a very good place, but ultimately if everybody gets on, has fun, you're inspired and still creating new music, and you're having fun and going away and having a few drinks and playing cool places, cool festivals, like you have to get on within that, and if the social aspect doesn't work and there are like tensions and issues, you don't want to be in these high stress situations when you see what I mean? Like, the smoother your social side is, the easier when you're under the shit. Like you can deal with that way easier, if that makes sense.
But do you guys feel that a little bit of healthy tension fuels creativity, or does it get in the way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, sure, you're going to bang heads.
Yeah.
Like that's always going to happen. But when it's like, I don't want to be around this person, that's not
healthy.
That's not a healthy place.
Time, you guys all seem to have a really good unified direction.
Yeah.
Like you're never like fighting about.
No. Well, we knew exactly what we wanted to create with this last album. And I think we didn't really compromise on a lot of things.
Yeah.
In terms of, we compromised on like working with George Lever. He had like a few different jarring, let's say, because we were like, we're going this way. And he was like, yeah, but do you ever think about doing this? And we were like, And that kind of like, it wasn't like a negative butting of heads. It was just more like, you're open to the idea. If we didn't like it and it was like outvoted, then fine. But ultimately, like, you know, having those kind of jarring head-butting moments can create a new way for you to travel, if you see
because bringing in collaboration or, let's say, inspiration from others outside of the group that's not going to end up playing it live and not end up owning it as a brand, it's a bit of a wanky term, but that's what I mean. You know, that can really jar with some people.
Sometimes, yeah. Don't get me wrong. There was times when that was jarring for us, but like ultimately, again, if you're in the right place and it's discussed, and you're like, okay, I can actually see what that, you know, because songwriters most of the time are very, or like, you know, if you're creative, you're like, it has to be this, you know, but like breaking down that wall and being open to have the discussion to kind of let someone else in to kind of shape what you've made is like another reason why socially we're in such a good place.
Yeah, great.
Because everybody gets on, and it's like, if that wall is up, you can talk about it and be like, but you don't ever think about this, blah, 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 blah. Like that is the healthiest, Heart of a Coward is probably the healthiest currently, is the healthiest project I've ever been in creatively.
Because it's been a year, almost to the day, right, that you released
September 25th.
Was it September? I thought it was July. Okay, but so the first singles started coming out.
Oh, sorry, the first singles,
They started coming out, and so is there a new album coming? Are you writing? What's the score on that?
No, we're already writing. That didn't really stop, actually.
Okay.
Dan heard the final mixes and got super inspired and just started writing all over again.
Amazing.
So like it's but it's just like, you know, life and time and stuff is kind of like, but we've got loads of stuff already, ideas. The idea part is maybe not an album, but like, we're in a very good place in terms of the ideas. It just needs like a few more songs, but the plan is to try and get something out by the end of this year.
Something.
Yeah, no, I can confidently say a track.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, by the end of this year.
Remix of Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Exactly, there you go.
It's all about Twitter now. No, TikTok. I'm so old.
Oh, you are so old. Of course, it's all about TikTok. But actually, that's a really good point.
That was a joke. They don't think about TikTok.
But okay, so is that true? Do you not?
We're on TikTok. Yeah.
No, but like in the way that Bad Omen's got massive on TikTok.
Oh, right, I see.
Like, as an objective.
Right.
No, but also as an extension to that point, it's so important these days for bands to be engaged properly in social media.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are. I really struggle to get involved in engagement. We're all the same age.
Yeah.
How difficult is it for you guys to sum up the energy to do that, or is it natural? Does it just are you guys sort of pretty good on that front?
Well, I mean, I work in social media, so I kind of so for me, it's not too much of a problem. But the issue is like what everybody else kind of wants.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that it's very much a unified decision. We're not just going to go like on TikTok and try and turn ourselves into influencers or anything like that, because nobody really wants to do that, you know, like, so it's very much like,
it's also pretty exhausting.
It is kind of exhausting.
Even the radar stuff is
just,
you've got to do it every day, and I mean, maybe it's a problem with the world, like having to, that's how you get your engagement. And
I like, for something I can tell you about the band is the most important part for everybody is when you play it live. And the engagement there,
right.
That's what everybody is like.
Yeah.
That's what needs to be absolutely tip top always. And then the rest of it, social media will, can come second in our opinion. Like, but we're not, again, not looking to take over the world, not looking to like do anything like that. We just want to literally own our own little space, smash it, and still progress and still be creative.
And I think anyone that saw you at last year's Radar Festival, and I'm sure on the tours, although I haven't been fortunate enough to see you on tour, but certainly at last year's Radar Festival, it was punishing. It was so good. It was just like an event almost. And everybody I spoke to coming out of that show, that room after you'd played, was like, whoa, that was a masterclass.
Awesome.
Right, which is great, and that's not just me being nice to you. That's the truth.
Said that
That's true.
Joe said that to me.
Yeah.
So
He didn't say that to me.
We are not nice to each other.
but then you're back here.
Yeah.
This year, a year later.
Yeah.
And now you're on the main stage.
Yeah.
Is the vibe different? Because on the second stage,
course,
it's a club feel, it's a lower ceiling, it's
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
more vibe. On the main stage, there's a bigger
It's bigger,
show.
yeah,
How do you
totally.
approach those differences?
Sorry, before we answer that, can we just go why that happened? They played the show, they were really happy. I went in the dressing room to chat to them, went, we want to play main stage next year, made me promise.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
No, it was
That's
literally
the
like,
business.
that was so good, we're playing main stage, right? And he was like,
Well, we had to
okay.
work out, we've got a rule like, a band can repeat twice, but if they do three, and Catherine was like, no, that would be three in a row, and I had to be like, no, they did the first one, didn't do that one.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
no, it's fine.
It's
Fine.
okay.
Yeah.
You got around your own rule.
yeah.
So what's the main stage show look like? That's. I mean, how do
It's
you bring the energy?
Yeah, we just do the same thing. Like, as in, it's the second stage is very much like within our comfort zone, but nothing really changes or upscales. It's still, we deliver the show we deliver. Like, as in, we don't have the budget or to bring in like major production like Tesseract or anything like that, because we're not headlining, but we just bring the same energy, bring the same connection, same vibes. The difference is we're not doing an hour for the first time in a long time,
right?
So like we're doing 40 minutes of back-to-back bangers, like, and I mean that in like the most genuine way. We've taken the two most popular songs from each album plus like maybe a little addition, but like and that's
an interesting conversation that we've had with so many bands about who are used to playing an hour, or even in some circumstances like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then they come to a festival in the UK and they're like, half hour?
Yeah.
And like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, I'm going to put the power ballad in there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and
so do you guys are focused on what your audience feedback is and what's going to really get the energy going, rather than what's just going to please you guys?
That's more experience though, isn't it?
I guess so. I don't know whether we no, we're not. I mean, in choosing this set list, we didn't listen to anybody else. It's our band. Like, we want to have fun with our band. Yeah. Like, so we just picked like the banger set. Like, as in it was a bit of a no-brainer, because it was just, we've got 40 minutes. We have to distill everything as much as we can. There's no like faffing around. Like, just play your big tunes.
One thing about them, I mean, we were at Euroblast. You played last year, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had been quite a quiet day, and the audience, it was a stand and nod day. Heart of a Coward come on, that's when the festival wakes up. And,
amazing.
I hate giving you compliments next to me. This is not what we do, especially publicly. But the festival just woke up, and that's kind of what we were thinking. It's a heavy day.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of lighter bands, then Heart of a Coward can come kick everyone in the arse, and then keep going. And
that journey of a festival lineup is really interesting, right? And it's something that you guys work tirelessly on, and I would have no idea where to start. But you, aside from making promises to these guys in the dressing room last year, right? Where do you look and go, okay, do I have to try and fit these guys in the right place? Or can I just go, nah, it's fine, I'm just going to whack them right there because that's what I want to do?
No, completely. We try and make it flow like a playlist, and sometimes you have to compromise. Like, there are a couple of bands in places where we'd have liked them in different, like Holding Absence. We on Sunday we wanted them before Tesseract, but they could only do Sunday, which meant Dirty Loops, who are under Leprous and Above Sungazer, probably the perfect little run for them. We had to put them on the and it's fine.
It still works, man.
Yeah, it's fine. But being picky, it would have been the other way around.
It still works, but from a band perspective, and put your band hat on, not your Radar Festival hat on, do you guys go, Yeah, all right, okay, we'll do that.
Absolutely not. I'm buzzing. It goes Heart of a Coward, Car Bomb, Dirty Loops, Tesseract. Like, yeah, you know, that's I don't know Kairos, but I know Ithaca. They're fucking sick, but I think they're playing now.
Kairos were the like ease everyone back in band
okay.
today.
It's just main stage is a stacked day today. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so from that side, yeah, it's an
Well,
exciting
if you yo-yo between stages, it's pretty hard going. Like,
yeah. Hail the
Graphic
Sun,
Nature.
love those dudes.
Well, Hail the Sun, a bit softer, but Graphic Nature, really heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, Car Bomb.
Yeah,
and then,
Troy.
then a little bit of a Dirty Loops palette cleanser. And, well, Tesseract thing's going to be something else today.
I mean, you know, we've talked about this before, Joe, about the Radar Festival ethos of it doesn't matter whether you're super heavy or super sort of off the wall or odd. There's a core element to it. And I sort of feel like Heart of Coward are part of the family outside of, you know, the fact that you guys are so connected, clearly. By your own rules, you can't play next year.
Yeah, no, I don't want to play next year.
We also make him work here as well, so he's quite busy.
So what about Radar has made you guys? It's a no-brainer. I'm coming back.
Well, I was managing at the time, so I just I sent it to the agent and then self-confirmed it.
I'm trying to make I'm trying to make the artist talk positively about the festival.
I know. I mean, as a punter, like the festival itself, like offers, like for me, everything like that I'm interested in. You know, like there's obviously great, like the music's the reason you're obviously here, but then there's all like the cool arcadey shit. You know, like the merch is awesome. You got like the music market, like the masterclasses and things. You know, like as in it's everything you kind of want. Yeah. You know, from that side of things, like and the fact that like, you know, there is such a heavy like gamer side of things as well. Like it's awesome. There's stuff. It's not just you're just going and you're kind of sitting on a bench. You know, everyone's just smoking or whatever. Like there's other stuff for you to do and interact with and kind of, you know, get on with whilst you're in between bands. Or whatever,
between bands or waiting for bands. Yeah. Mate, I totally agree, and I've had so much fun. Not engaging because I'm not that sort of guy, but watching other people engaging and playing guitar and, you know, like the arcade games.
You're
like,
happy, other people are happy.
Yeah, I'm a classic voyeur. So what's next for Heart of a Coward?
So we're starting like a little mini tour with Humanity's Last Breath, which goes obviously Radar, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is Bristol, Birmingham, London. And then we kind of stop for a little. We're focused on writing. Then we have a last festival of the summer in Spain, something called Karma Fest, I think. And then we do Japan in October.
Oh, wow.
Then we've got a couple of shows with Bleed From Within in Ireland. But the idea is that we're going to have new music out before Japan.
Okay,
so,
there it is.
That's what we're focused on at the moment.
Try to see if you can fit it in.
Yeah, but there's enough time.
There's enough time. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us here on the podcast. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of the festival.
Cheers, mate.
Kaan from Heart of a Coward, thank you.
Thank you.